Imagine you live in a country of 1.4 billion people, and you suddenly find yourself in a legal crisis. Where exactly do you go to get it solved? In some countries, the law is split between separate state and federal systems, but India uses a single connected hierarchy. We can think of it like this pyramid, one unified structure that links every court in the country together. Watch the way the cases move. Almost every dispute starts here, at the wide base. If the issue isn't settled, it doesn't just vanish. It can climb toward the top through a series of appeals. This unified design ensures that every citizen, no matter where they live, is protected by the exact same supreme law of the land. The first place most citizens interact with the law is the bottom tier, the district courts. This is the front line for justice. This base level handles work on two specific tracks. Civil courts deal with things like property and money arguments, while criminal courts handle everything from minor offenses to severe crimes. Because the main courts are so busy, the system uses pressure relief valves. These are tribunals, which handle specific issues like taxes, and lok adalats, where people can work out quick, friendly settlements without a formal trial. If you lose a case at this foundation level, the journey isn't necessarily over. That loss acts as a trigger, allowing the dispute to move up to the next tier of the pyramid. This broad base filters out millions of daily conflicts, making sure the higher levels don't get overwhelmed by every small disagreement. Moving up to the regional level, we find the high courts. They act as supervisors for all district courts within their state. The requirements to be a judge here are strict. You need at least 10 years of experience in a judicial office or as an advocate, and you serve until a mandatory retirement age of 62. This tier reached a major milestone in 1991, when Justice Leila Seth was appointed as the first woman to lead a high court in India. High courts have a special tool under Article 226 of the Constitution. This allows them to issue writs, which are powerful written orders, to protect your human rights or enforce other legal claims. These courts serve as regional guardians, using their authority to stop legal violations locally before they can become a national crisis. Finally, we reach the capstone, the Supreme Court of India. This is the absolute final court of appeal. The standards here are even higher. To sit on this bench, a judge needs 5 years of experience in a high court, or 10 as an advocate. Because of that expertise, they retire slightly later, at age 65. Their duties cover everything from arguments between states to advising the president on complex legal questions. But their most critical tool is Article 32. This was designed for one specific job, the rapid protection of your fundamental rights. This protection is so vital that the architect of the Constitution, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, called Article 32 the heart and soul of the Constitution. Because the Supreme Court is the final interpreter of the Constitution, its decisions are absolutely binding on everyone. They have the final word on what the law truly means. But what happens if the lawmakers in this building or the leaders running the government try to overstep their authority? What actually forces them to stop? The system relies on a concept known as judicial review. Think of it like a scanner. High courts and the Supreme Court examine any new law. If it breaks the Constitution's rules, the courts declare it null and void, effectively shredding it and taking it off the books. By holding this power, the courts act as a final shield, ensuring that no branch of government can ignore the rules written in the Constitution. Let's see how much of that pyramid structure you've remembered with a quick test. Which concept allows the Supreme Court to declare a law passed by Parliament as null and void? Is it A, judicial activism, where courts take an active role in social issues; B, locus standi, the rules about who can file a case; C, judicial review; or D, rule of law, the idea that everyone must follow the same rules? The answer is C, judicial review. This entire system works because it is independent. Judges have fixed salaries and guaranteed jobs, so they can make fair decisions without worrying about political pressure. India's integrated pyramid ensures that justice isn't just an abstract idea, but a protected right that is built to outlast any individual in power.